I'm Madam Matruda, class of 2011. In this project, I put together 2 fly rods. This is built completely by hand.
I'm Julia Balin, and for my senior project, I created a nutrition blog, starting from just setting up the website using a content management system called WordPress, and I added an interactive element using Adobe Flash.
Hi, I'm Stephen Bell. My senior project is building and operating a Tesla coil.
I'm Svi Benson-Tilson. I created 2 songs using Logic Express, which is a digital audio workshop.
My name's Phoebe, and I do a lot of singing in high school, and what I did for my senior project was I started an inner-city music program for kids in local New Haven schools. Those are my kids right there.
Okay, hi, I'm Celine Bondock, and I tried some hand-drawn animation for my senior project.
What kind of animation?
So I did it all by hand. So I started out with all these drawings and moved through.
I'm Sam Brownlow. I made a computer game called Risk Azeroth.
I'm Tiffany, and I investigated the root of the Asian American stereotype, and I interviewed your mom.
I'm Rahul Dadapkar. I'm a senior, and I did a marble roller coaster for my senior project.
Hi, I'm Amanda Dobbin, and I did explorations in cooking for my senior project. Oh God.
I'm Sam Greco, and I made a board game called 270 to Win about the presidential election.
It's not boring at all. It's awesome.
I said board games.
Oh, I thought you said a boring game.
My name is Alex Hyacin, and I wrote 2 plays in 6 weeks.
And hi, I'm Teresa Halinska, and I designed a new theater for Hopkins.
You designed a new theater for Hopkins?
Yeah, a hypothetical new theater for Hopkins.
It was cool. It was research. Science.
My name is Miles Johnson, and I made a Japanese tea set. And I made a set of 4 cups, and a teapot, and a waste vessel, and a lantern.
I'm Vina Krish, and for my senior project I built 2 tabletop-sized wind turbines.
Can you explain what you did for your project?
I made a video explaining the tricks I do on the flying trapeze.
I'm Lucy, and for my senior project I wrote and recorded 4 songs with the help of Mr. Melchinger.
Great.
I am Emma, and I spent 67 hours in the Yale emergency room.
Hi, I'm Justin. I measured all the trails behind Hopkins, and I mapped them out on the computer, and then I made this physical map to show people.
I translated 7 stories, or 7 poems, by Ovid, mostly from the Metamorphoses, and I illustrated them using etchings, like prints.
This is Liz. She is the tattoo artist.
These are so hard to put on people.
Yeah?
Here. And I spent some time on the Adam Kruger Adventure course.
I started to read one of these stories.
I'm Mary, and I taught a fencing class in Danbury. I got Danbury middle school kids, about 9 of them, to partake in this 10-week-long program, and I essentially taught them how to fence.
So, would you just buy these beads at a store and string them together, or what?
No, I didn't. I used a torch to make these and glass rods of different colors.
Alright, so I'm Dan Ross, and along with Matt Luciani, who unfortunately is at a baseball game, we shaped skateboards for our senior project.
Hi, I'm Rio Zlandi-Savon, and for my senior project I wrote 4 original monologues and performed them in front of a small audience in the Weissman Room and recorded them, and now they're currently on video, and I have a portfolio over there.
My name is Ben Shear, and I wrote a piece for 7 instruments for the New Haven Symphony Orchestra to be played at Spring Hall.
The whole collection of the pieces is going to serve them as a memoir of who I am now. It's for me to look back in 40 or 20 or 30 years and see what I thought now when I'm talking to you. I'm Joe Sereno. For my project, I made electronic music in Ableton Live.
Hi, I'm Sophia. I recorded an album with my friends. This is the temporary album cover.
How did you record? Did you just all get in a room and play all at the same time?
No, we recorded over a long period of time. We did most of our tracks individually at
different times. I learned how to use Pro Tools, and when we were recording all at the same time, we were all in different rooms, recording separately, all hooked in through our school's new extensive recording setup.
So I learned the traditional music from Kirikou, from my great uncle, and I had to learn it by ear because they don't play for music, but I transcribed the music and I used it to play.
So I take yarn and I make them into polyhedra pillows, and I take beads and I make them into little bears and dogs and rings.
Right.
And paper can be used to make paper stars.
Wow.
And you can also roll the paper into paper tubes, and then you can thread the paper tubes and use them like beads, and you create this icosahedron.